So, consideration. So, really treating people with consideration. And it is absolutely remarkable. Starting with things like please and thank you, how's that? Being on time for meetings. I worked recently with a community college. The president and her executive team. 9 o'clock, president's not there. 9:10, president's not there. She strolls in about 9:20. I say in front of her committee, this doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's disrespectful to me and to the rest of your team. It's completely inefficient and unproductive that we should have to sit here and wait for you. Doesn't work. Okay? So, simple things like being on time, like following up with people in a timely manner, right? These are basic kinds of consideration. When people are, and look, you have to know something about your people, by the way, to even treat them with consideration. A quick story, and I mean, 5 minutes, right? I have 5 minutes left, is that right? Okay, great. My wife, my wonderful wife who puts up with me, worked for Colgate Palmolive. Okay. First 2 months that she was there, her mom, who I never got to meet, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She was the only sibling. The parents were divorced. She lived in New Jersey. Her mom lived in Long Island. She needed to go to Long Island and drive her mom to Sloan Kettering. I get choked up. Sorry about the story. So she drives in. All right, so it's going to require her basically to not be there on Fridays because she's got to take her mom in and drive her back. Okay, so she goes to her boss and she says to her boss, I'm sorry, I have to quit. And her boss says, what's wrong? And she said, well, you know, I just started and this happened with my mom and I don't have days saved, right? Don't have vacation days. And I'm sorry. And he looked at her and he said, look, the most important thing in the world is take care of your family, right? So he said, would you be willing to come in early and work late? If you needed to, would you take work home? And then you get Friday off. And he explained it to the rest of the team. Well, of course. Now, can you imagine the kind of impact that had on her? The level of loyalty and dedication that engendered in her towards the organization. I mean, does anybody in this room think for a moment that Colgate and her boss got less because of that? They got more. They got more. You know, people join organizations and they leave supervisors. And one of the main reasons they leave them is because they don't feel as though they're being treated with consideration. Real quick story. Working with the president of Johnson & Johnson, talked to an admin assistant. She says to me, all I want is for the president to actually say hello to me in the morning, to just acknowledge my existence. She's not the only one.